All right, ready to pack your bags? Today we're diving into the best cities for expats around the world.
And not just any list, we're talking the 2024 Expat Insider City Ranking, straight from the mouths of over 12,000 expats.
They know what they're talking about. So, drum roll, please.
Yeah.
Which city snagged the top spot?
This year, it's Valencia, Spain.
Back on top. Valencia was #1 a couple years ago, right?
Yeah, 2022. It dipped down to third last year, but now it's back in first place.
Valencia, sun, beaches, paella. But what really makes it so great for expats?
It's got it all. Great quality of life, affordable public transportation, tons to do. And get this, the report says expats feel super safe there.
No worries about walking home alone at night.
Not according to the expats they surveyed, and that's not all. Valencia scored high in feeling welcome. So, settling in, finding your feet when you first arrive.
That's got to be huge when you're starting fresh in a new country. But what about jobs? Is Valencia all play and no work?
Well, that's where it gets a little tricky. Valencia actually ranked lower when it came to working abroad. Yeah, the job market is pretty competitive, and career prospects can be limited. So it depends on your priorities.
Lifestyle over climbing the ladder, maybe.
Exactly. One expat they quoted said they love Valencia for the friendly people, good food, vibrant culture, and pleasant climate.
Sounds idyllic. Is there a downside to all that sunshine and good food?
One thing the report did mention is that affordable housing is getting harder to find in Valencia.
Ah, yeah, familiar story everywhere these days.
Unfortunately, yeah. But hey, it's still cheaper than a lot of other major European cities. And honestly, Spain in general just killed it in this ranking.
Really? How so?
5 Spanish cities made the top 25.
No way.
Yeah. Malaga came in second overall and actually took first place for ease of settling in.
So it's even easier to get settled in Malaga than Valencia.
Seems like it. It also boasts the happiest expats globally.
Wait, so Malaga's got happy expats?
Yeah.
But it also didn't do great in the job category, right?
Yeah, similar to Valencia. You've got to think about what's important to you. Maybe a less competitive job market is okay if you're after that laid-back lifestyle.
Makes sense. Okay, so we've got Valencia and Malaga. What about the third Spanish city in the top 3?
Alicante, it came in third overall.
All right, Alicante. Sell me on it.
Well, it's another beautiful coastal city, and it's got affordable housing and great digital infrastructure.
Affordable housing, we're seeing a theme here. But wait, digital infrastructure. What's that all about?
Basically, it means good internet, mobile networks, online services, things that are super important for expats, especially if you work remotely.
Makes total sense, especially if you're far from home and need to stay connected.
Right. Alicante scored really well on that.
So we've got Valencia, Malaga, Alicante, all in the top 3. And Spain had 2 more cities in the top 25.
Yep. Madrid at number 7 and Barcelona at 21. Seems like Spain has something for everyone.
From beaches to big city life, huh?
Exactly. But Spain wasn't the only country with multiple cities in the top rankings.
Okay, I'm intrigued. What other global hotspots are attracting expats?
Well, Panama City and Mexico City both made the top 5.
2 very different vibes. What's the draw for each of those?
Panama City is super affordable, and it's a great hub for travel and business in Latin America.
So affordable adventure in a vibrant international city. Got it. What about Mexico City?
Mexico City. It's all about the culture. Rich history, stunning architecture, amazing food, and a really lively arts scene.
Sounds like a sensory overload in the best way possible.
Yeah.
Any other cities we should have on our radar?
Bangkok took the 6th spot.
Ah, Bangkok. A classic expat destination, right?
Definitely. Still super affordable, incredible street food, and the people are incredibly welcoming.
I always thought of it as a retirement haven, but I bet it's attracting all kinds of expats now.
Oh, absolutely. Young professionals, digital nomads, entrepreneurs, everyone's heading to Bangkok.
So it's got the affordability and the... Interesting. Now, I know some people dream of a more, shall we say, luxurious expat experience. Any cities on the list that fit that bill?
Well, both Abu Dhabi and Dubai in the United Arab Emirates scored really high in the expat essentials category.
Dubai.
Yeah.
With all the glitz and glamour, affordable housing is an essential there.
Surprisingly, yeah. Dubai has a wider range of housing options than people think.
So maybe it's not all $1-million apartments and fancy cars?
Nope. And both Dubai and Abu Dhabi are really efficient when it comes to things like visas and government services. Plus, their digital infrastructure is top-notch.
So it's got sunny Spain, vibrant Mexico, bustling Thailand, and surprisingly affordable options in the UAE. It's amazing how diverse the expat experience can be. But I'm curious, what about for those wanting to stay closer to home? How did North America do in the rankings?
Not great. No U.S. cities made the top 25.
Ouch. What happened?
New York City came in at 28, but even the Big Apple couldn't escape the affordability issues that are plaguing a lot of North American cities.
Yeah, the cost of living in New York is intense.
It is. And on top of that, the report highlighted the demanding work culture as a downside. Long hours, not a lot of work-life balance.
So even if you can afford it, you might be too busy working to actually enjoy living in New York.
Basically. Especially when you compare it to places like Valencia or Malaga, where the lifestyle is much more relaxed.
Makes sense. All right, but what about our neighbors to the north? Did Canada do any better?
Actually, even worse. Vancouver came in dead last, 0.53 out of 53 cities.
Dead last. Vancouver's supposed to be so beautiful.
It is, but that beauty comes at a price. The report ranked it as the least affordable city for housing globally.
So much for that laid-back West Coast vibe.
Right. And beyond housing, expats in Vancouver also reported facing limited career prospects and having a hard time making friends with locals.
Wow. So it's expensive, there aren't many jobs, and
Yeah.
it's hard to make friends. Oof, that's rough.
Yeah. Not a great showing for North America this year. It really highlights that even desirable cities have downsides for expats.
Definitely food for thought for anyone thinking about staying closer to home for their expat adventure. So, we've seen some clear winners, Spain especially, but also some surprising contenders and some unexpected disappointments.
Exactly. And it really shows that there's no one-size-fits-all answer to the question of where's the best place to live as an expat. It all comes down to you and your individual needs and priorities.
Absolutely. And in the next part of our deep dive, we'll get into some of the bigger trends that emerged from this report to help you figure out what matters most to you on your expat journey.
You know what's interesting? It's like the definition of what makes a city good for expats is changing.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Like it's not just about the job anymore. It's got to be a place where you can actually, live.
Right. It's about quality of life, affordability, that sense of community.
Like people are realizing there's more to life than just climbing the corporate ladder.
Exactly. And that really seems to resonate with people, especially those who are feeling kind of burnt out by their home countries.
Makes sense. They want to change a pace, escape the rat race, reconnect with what really matters.
Yeah.
But it's also about finding a place where you belong, right?
Absolutely. That sense of belonging is huge for expats. And the cities that ranked high for ease of settling in, they had a few things in common. Strong expat communities, sure, but also a really welcoming attitude from the local population.
So it's not just finding other expats to hang out with. You actually feel like you're part of the city.
Right, like you can connect with people from different backgrounds, really build relationships.
Which can be tough, especially with language barriers and all that. But some cities just make it easier to feel at home.
Like Malaga. The report said expats were really impressed by how willing the locals were to help them, like navigate the city, learn the language, a real sense of warmth.
So it's not just good infrastructure, it's that culture of inclusivity too. Makes a huge difference. Okay, but let's be real. Expat life isn't always sunshine and roses, is it?
It can be tough. Language barriers, cultural differences, all that bureaucracy.
Not to mention leaving your family and friends behind.
Yeah, homesickness is a real thing. And it takes time to adjust, build new relationships, create a whole new life.
It's a huge life change, not just a fun vacation.
But for those who are up for it, the rewards can be incredible. Imagine expanding your horizons, immersing yourself in a new culture.
Pushing your boundaries, gaining a whole new perspective.
You might even discover things about yourself you never knew. Okay, but we can't ignore the obvious here. North America. Not exactly topping the charts, are we?
Yeah, what's the deal with that? Why are the U.S. and Canada struggling to attract expats? Well, we talked about affordability, especially in Vancouver and New York.
Right, cost of living is through the roof. Housing, groceries, everything.
And then you've got that work culture, not much vacation time.
It makes it hard to enjoy life, especially when you see other parts of the world where people are working less and enjoying more.
Like the American dream's losing its appeal.
Maybe for some. This report shows that people are looking for more than just money. They want a well-rounded life, Time for leisure, personal growth, community.
And speaking of finding the right fit, Southeast Asia is looking pretty attractive these days.
For sure. Places like Bangkok, Kuala Lumpur, they're drawing people in with that low cost of living, vibrant cultures.
Affordability and the opportunity all in one package.
Right. And they're becoming more and more cosmopolitan too, so it's not just about backpacking anymore. People are putting down roots, raising families there.
A whole new kind of expat experience. The world's getting smaller. People are more open to exploring new cultures.
It's great, that spirit of adventure, that desire to connect with people across borders.
Like we're all part of this global community, learning from each other, embracing our differences.
Exactly. So as we wrap up this part of our deep dive, I think the takeaway is the world is your oyster.
Whether you're looking for adventure, opportunity, a change of pace, there's a place out there for you.
Find a place where you can thrive, connect, contribute.
But remember, it's not just about the destination. It's the journey, the people you meet, the lessons you learn along the way.
Embrace the unknown, challenge yourself, open your heart and mind to new possibilities.
Who knows, maybe you'll find the perfect city, a city you never even knew existed.
And on that note, let's take a quick break and then we'll come back and talk about some key factors to consider when choosing your expat adventure.
Okay, so we've talked about the trends, the best cities, the not so great cities, but let's get down to brass tacks. If you were actually thinking about becoming an expat, what should you really be considering?
Well, this report actually highlights some key things. It's helpful to think of it in layers. First, there are the practicalities. Visas, housing, healthcare, all that.
The stuff that can make or break your experience.
Right. And these can be totally different depending on where you're going. Some countries, super easy to get a visa. Others, not so much.
So do your homework. Don't just show up and expect things to be easy.
Exactly. And housing, too. We talked about affordability, but there's more to it than that. Location, for starters, do you want to be right downtown or in a quieter neighborhood?
Yeah, that's always a tough choice, even in your own city. But in a new country, whoa.
Right. And then what kind of housing? Apartment, house, furnished, unfurnished? Renting versus buying. So many things to think about.
Okay, so that's like the foundation. What comes next?
Lifestyle. What kind of work-life balance are you looking for? Hobbies, interests, social scene?
Got to find a place that matches your personality. If you're a nature lover, maybe a big bustling city isn't the best choice.
Exactly. But if you love the energy of a city, a quiet beach town might feel, well, boring.
So find that sweet spot. What about jobs, though? We saw how some cities, like Valencia, weren't ranked so high for work opportunities. Is that a deal breaker?
Depends. Some people, they're at a point where they want to slow down, focus on other things.
Like those folks in Malaga who are all about lifestyle over career.
Right. But if you're ambitious, career-driven, you got to research the job market. What industries are big there? What are the salaries like?
Be realistic about what to expect. But beyond all that practical stuff, there's the cultural layer.
A huge EE part of it.
Yeah.
Moving to a new country, it's a chance to really immerse yourself in a new culture. Learn new things, see the world differently.
Like travel makes you richer, right? But it's more than just seeing the sights.
Oh, way more. It's about understanding the values, customs, traditions, being open-minded, respectful.
Embracing the differences, finding that common ground. And honestly, those differences can be the best part.
Totally. Learning a new language, even though it's hard, it's so rewarding.
You unlock a whole new world. And then there's all the little things, how people greet each other, table manners, the importance of family.
And the festivals. Every culture celebrates in its own way. It's amazing to experience those firsthand.
So much to learn. It's really about finding a city that fits YU, not just ticking boxes on a checklist.
Exactly. It's about understanding your needs, your priorities.
Yeah.
Finding a place that aligns with who you are, who you want to be.
A place where you can thrive, connect, contribute. It's a journey worth taking.
It really is.
So if you're feeling that adventurous itch, if you're ready for something new, maybe it's time to start planning your own expat adventure.
And remember, it's not about finding the perfect city. It's about finding the city that's perfect for you.
And on that note, we'll wrap up this deep dive into the best cities for expats. Thanks for joining us, and until next time, keep exploring.